Okay. So, have any of you played with Photoshop Beta at all?
Yeah,
Not yet.
a little bit.
Okay. All right. Well, next door, the last couple of years, we've had Cooper Hawk nests with babies, and this year, 2 juveniles survived. Usually there's 3, but there were 2, and I got a chance to shoot one of them.
Oh, nice.
On my neighbor's tree out back. So it was just, they're in the thick of it. There's a dead mesquite, and there's lots of branches in the way. So a lot of focusing issues, but I got around that by just using a small point instead of the eye follow, because I kept thinking other things were eyes rather than the bird itself. So let me share my screen. Everybody see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And I'm going to open up beta. So here's one of the little guys.
Not so little.
I started making a couple of clicking noises, and he tuned right in and gave me the direct confrontation.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. But
Love the eyes.
yeah.
Now, what kind of a hawk?
It's a Cooper's Hawk.
Cooper's hawk, yeah.
Now, this is how it looked beforehand. You can see there was a, let me turn on my cursor so you can see. Yeah, there was a lot of branches in the way.
Yeah.
And through a few steps of AI, I was able to eliminate the branches, on the left there, bottom. And then with a little bit of retouching, I was able to take down the other ones that were remaining so they weren't so distracting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
And also this area in the breast that it didn't do very well. I just did a little retouching on that. And
They were considering what you were removing. You did a bloody good job.
yeah, but if I had to done that with the tools we had before AI, it would have been a long job and a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I find that kind of interesting. So besides extending backgrounds and putting silly things in, it's getting to be a pretty useful tool. So I find that was nice. But for instance, if let me just shut these off and go to this one here. Usually it'll give you three variations. So let me just zoom in a little bit so you guys can see the differences. So this would be the area it's affecting. So turn that off. So it gave me this choice, which wasn't bad. This one, which I chose, and then one other one, which didn't quite do the job.
Where is that selection, Sandy?
The selection is here. So it did a really nice job in here, lining the feathers up and so on. But it left this little piece here. So that's why I went up to this next one and eliminated that. And again, it gave me 3 choices there. So I chose number 3, but there's the first one wasn't bad either.
So Sandy, did you just give it a text prompt?
You
Remove
know,
the branches?
Yeah, I did remove branches, but we could see what it does without a text prompt, because a lot of people don't even put that in. Let's just take this area and go into generative fill and see what happens. I'm going to turn this one off. See what happens without a prompt. Of course, they're different every time too, so that might also put another variable into this test. That's
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
And you got 3 more.
Hawks, Koopa Hawks.
That's the third one. Yeah, the third one's not bad. So that compared to
I put it up on,
this,
I used the phone to check it, and I think it is.
yeah, it's pretty close. Well, it did repeat this offensive area, so I have more retouching to do. Yeah. So if you guys are playing with that a bit, you know, it's a good thing to do. Yeah.
I was up on Luminar Insiders this morning at their little coffee break session, and somebody was talking about how camera manufacturers are really starting to look at their software that they embed in the cameras themselves. And they're saying in a couple years, you'll be able to tell your camera what it is you're going to take pictures of, and it'll set it up to take pictures of that. So if you say, I'd like to take pictures of birds today, it'll set itself up so you can take good pictures of birds. But I said, well, then we'll probably progress to the point where you can say, camera, take pictures of birds.
Well, yeah, there's a group I go to on Tuesdays, and a lot of the guys either freelance or consult with Adobe or have worked at Adobe, and they're talking about the fact, well, one of them got in early with, you know, the first sensors, and he was mentioning that eventually, and he predicted this back in '95, that eventually there won't be sensors or even lenses. You know, you'll just have a device and you just say what the kind of lens you want, and it'll just take the picture. You know, you can set it up. Okay, I want a bird. I want you know, 600 millimeter lens, and and I want to point it over here, and it'll just shoot it.
And then you put it on top of a Boston, you know, robotics dog and tell it to go take pictures and come back.
Yeah, that could work, or just, you know, wired into your neural network and just think and make it so.
Yeah.
Will it write a essay on Cooper Hawks?
Yes, just ask it. It'll do that now, Jim.
I'm just wondering when they'll integrate the visual with the text, or if we're even going to have text, or maybe it'll just go to synthetic speech that's better than what's available now. But yeah, it's exciting times. We should see how it goes. Aside from the doomsayers thinking that you know, it's they're going to take over the world and delete humans, but
Yeah, why do they need humans anymore? Why?
exactly.
Well, I ask myself that same question, and I'm human.
Exactly.
We should have had this conversation at the end of the program.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Anybody want to start, or should I just pick somebody?
Jump in.
You just pick.
All right. Jim Bowman, you haven't been here in a while. Let's do you. Okay. Let's see what's happening here.
Greece.
Okay, so I went to Greece in late April and May, and maybe I'll do these for a couple of weeks because I've got zillions of pictures, but this will start.
It's like me in Italy.
But this one was, of course, you know, the islands are really a lot of fun, and so I think this one is why can't I think of the name of it? But it's one of the islands.
Okay. Nice lighting. Late afternoon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about 4 o'clock or so.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that the sun didn't go down in Italy when I was there until almost 9 o'clock by the time we left. Was it pretty late for you too?
Yeah, although it wasn't, it was probably 8:30 or something like that. It keeps, you know, as the year progresses, of course, it just gets more and more so.
Yeah, because I think when we first got there in late March, it was around 7:30, and it just kept progressing later and later. So it was pretty interesting. Neat. Well, yeah, 3 always works, and you got a fourth one kind of sticking out there, but I don't think it's distracting at all. I don't know, maybe you want to clean up some of these branches or just dim them down so they don't
Yeah.
change so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then I don't know, you got something going on here too. You know, that's all easy fix stuff. Are you using Luminar or not? I can't remember.
No, I've been using On One
Oh, okay.
and Topaz.
Well, I don't know much about On One, but in Topaz you could use you know, your detail contrast and detail. I can't remember the name of it anymore, but yeah, to kind of
Yeah,
bring up some of the
something like that.
textures and stuff.
I've got a good what would you call it? It's a brush that would get rid of a lot of that.
Oh yeah, yeah. For removal, yeah, that's easy. I'm just thinking about maybe accentuating some of these textures a bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No.
First, I kind of fought with myself about, do I want a texture or do I want smooth?
Okay.
Because
Yeah, 'cause
down
you've got
here,
more texture here. Yeah.
yeah. So it was a battle over what I really wanted, and I don't think I ever really decided,
Okay.
but it's a good thought, and it would be worth putting it in and experimenting with it.
Mhm. Yeah, I usually tend to go overboard and then bring it back so I know what too much is, and kind of season the taste from there. What do you guys think? Does this need a little more punch, or do you like it subtle, or how would you go? Anybody?
Well, I'm looking at it, I think, Sandy, from the time of day it is and the sunlight that's coming in, I think it does justice to what you're looking at here. I think punching it up might be a little bit too noticeable.
Maybe darkening the sky a little bit with maybe
Yeah, a little bit of
Little blue.
dehazing or
Mhm.
contrast, yeah.
Okay. Let's go to the next one.
Wow. Wow.
So this is Athens, of course, and this is, of course, the Parthenon, or this is actually Nike Hall. You know, it's the I don't know. They say the place where Nike was her main what do you call it? You know, her temple, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's over on the west end of the Acropolis.
Mhm. So in the usual shots, when you're facing it, the Parthenon's above, would it be on the right or the left?
Well, it depends on which side. You can face different sides of the Parthenon, or so it's
Just talking about those aerial shots you see where they show the whole Acropolis, you know, on top.
right.
Yeah.
So in front of you is the setting sun.
Okay.
It's just gone behind the clouds right then.
Okay. So you're facing west.
So you're facing west. Depends on, you know, your point of view, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha.
Well, you've done a good job of using both the ambient light, James, and then the light on the temple itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd kind of look for that. That was what I wanted to accomplish.
Yeah,
Kind of wondering about the space above the temple and whether that bothered anybody, because I like, you know, kind of like cut it in half the way it is now.
Oh, so there was even
Thinking
more.
about like a 16:9 format, or
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or
pull
even
it down just a bit.
Mhm,
Yeah.
maybe even getting rid of this tree portion
mhm.
and just kind of zeroing in, maybe somewhere like that.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little more
Uh-huh.
dramatic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sandy, right there.
Mhm. And
Yeah,
of course,
that's what I,
rotate it just a little bit to get everything vertical, but other than that, yeah,
right.
that works.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, we're on the same page on that one. All right, let's see the next one.
Yeah, so this is the Acropolis, just the whole thing, at least what they call a Temple Mount or whatever.
Mhm.
And,
Mhm.
I got lucky. Our hotel just looks out over this scene right here. It's like, wow.
Nice.
And on the uh, like on top of the hotel, there's just an open space for great photography.
Oh, they
They
didn't
got
take
a
it up
restaurant up there and all kinds
bar. Yeah, that's usually what they do is a bar and a restaurant. From
Yeah.
my recollection. Yeah, good. Wow, nice view. I'm
Yeah.
just wondering if this stuff over here and here are necessary. I don't know that centering it would be the answer, but maybe something like this. I don't know. Crop somewhere that line. Or maybe you might want to do a squarish type of thing.
Uh-huh.
Just
Right.
take a peek. That might work. The other thing, when you use Lightroom or Camera Raw to bring your stuff in,
Yeah.
do you tick the profile box to use the lens correction and stuff?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I was just wondering about the way
Well,
it's
the
rolling.
wall is just built that way.
Okay, that was
It
distortion.
curves.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was distortion
Yeah.
or
No, it really, I mean,
um,
and it's kind of like a feature of, see, you can see it drop off dramatically
Yeah,
as you
on the
go
left.
further left.
yeah. Yeah, I see it steps down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, and it just also just gets smaller and smaller from
Mhm.
a point of view, I guess, the number of stones that it represents.
Well, just look
And
at
then
these
those are,
boxes. Yeah, there's
well,
huge to support all that weight.
yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing the way they built these things. When
I hear.
we're in Pompeii, or anywhere for that matter, the width of the walls made of brick were just astronomical.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I like the warm and cool going on, of course, with the sky
Mhm,
lights.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, at twilight or
Mhm.
whatever. So that was kind of fun to do. I mean, represents 200 millimeters out.
Mhm. Nice. Okay.
So this is one of the statues or represented or in the actual, this is the Acropolis Museum. And these kind of figures were quite prominent throughout the displays. And these are figures that they took out of the inside of the Acropolis.
Mhm.
And I thought it was really amazing the kind of like the real kind of persons that they tried to represent, people that were actually living at that time.
Yeah, and the
They weren't
folds.
idealized, in other words.
Mhm.
Yeah.
With just simplistic lines to, show the folds and layers of clothing.
Her hair, it was really amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask a strange question here, James. If they gave you any information about what I would call the selective defacement of these statues.
Well, it
Um,
was during the see when the Ottomans took over Greece. This would have been in the 1400s. They defaced quite a few of them, you
Yeah.
know. In fact, almost all of them. It was really kind of sad. And this one was minimally, defaced.
Yeah,
But yeah, I could show you some more later.
yeah.
It was a kind of a sad thing. But, they took in all of the Parthenon or Acropolis area. They literally bombarded with cannons across it, and then they blew up part of the Parthenon. And they
Yes.
actually, what is now there today, you see that big, just in the previous shot, that was all blown to smithereens, and they're all taken down, and they have rebuilt, brought all. So there are big pieces in this Parthenon now that represent new marble that's been carved out, in the image of what used to be there, what used to be
Yes.
a whole piece. So it's really kind of that's the terrible thing about wars.
Yeah. So they use actual marble instead of other materials like mortar or concrete.
Yes.
Nice. Well, that's
So
good.
is that restoration ongoing or did that happen?
Yes, it is. I don't know if you could see some of the scaffolding is still up. They've been working on
Yeah, you
it.
can see it over
Yeah,
here.
see over there. And they've been working on this for at least 10 years.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
can
and
see
they like
structural.
the last time I was there, they had all these, the front of this was all under construction or restoration, really.
Mhm.
But see, some of those columns, they haven't been able to replace
Yeah,
because they just don't no remnant is found.
yeah,
They didn't find the drawings.
Well, the drawings, yes, but yeah, but it's still a pretty spectacular place.
yeah. The other thing I found in Italy was a lot of times they would come in and on a statue like this, they would replace the head with, the flavor of the year or whoever was in charge then. They'd actually cut the head off and you'd see a seam. But yeah, defacing breasts or genitals or covering them with, fig leaves or other things was pretty common depending on when,
Yeah.
who was ruling,
Mhm.
It's a shame. Anyway, let's look at this. Huh.
So this is the famous changing of the guard at the palace in Athens. And they just have the most unusual movements,
Yes.
I
And shoes.
Yeah, and shoes and everything. It's just really kind of wild.
Hobnail boots with horseshoe taps on the back. I don't know.
Yeah,
Those shoes are going to make some noise, aren't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you certainly
Yeah.
want Betty stepping on your toes with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of did a whole series, that just kind of saw them marching and doing their acrobatics there. It's kind of like in England.
Mhm.
Yes.
Any thoughts about maybe a very subtle vignette just to bring the action in?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks and welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did Murphy, you show up yet? No. Okay. Let's go up to Ellen. And we'll work our way down.
So I got myself a new camera a few weeks ago there, and I paid a visit to our zoo. And this is what's called a crowned crane.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, I just love this image. So
I think he just had dessert and hasn't cleaned up yet, Alan.
Yeah. Alan, I've photographed this bird before and it fidgets around like crazy, right? The
Yeah.
little bristles.
yeah,
So you had to have a very fast shutter speed.
I don't remember what it is. It was probably at least 1600 because I
Yeah.
had a
'Cause I
600
captured
millimeter.
this bird. I had to use the sports function, high speed,
Yeah,
because this particular bird moves so fast, nervously and fidgeting around. So a great capture.
Yes, it
Fantastic.
is.
Yeah.
I got the sun behind it, so it was nicely backlit
Yes.
on that frame there.
Was that in Canada?
Yeah, that's in the zoo in Calgary.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This the original background, or did you replace it, or?
No, I just softened it up a little bit. It's pretty well the same, the right background, but I just softened it up a little bit here and there.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm seeing some cloning telltales over here.
Now, I don't know, Alan, if it would make it, it would enhance the picture a little bit by using a mask on the bird's face. And then lightening that up just a little.
On the
Yeah.
face, the bird's face. Okay.
Yes,
I was actually thinking and taking that redness out of the cheek there, but it's actually, well, it's part of the bird, so
yes,
I think he's talking about the detail in here, and then the void
okay.
detail.
Yeah.
here.
yes,
You can
yes,
pull
could-
pretty easily.
Brighten that up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
and in
then
Lightroom now with the masking capabilities, it should be relatively easy to go ahead and do
it
that.
should be pretty straightforward.
yeah, our camera raw for that matter. So I guess if we pull this in the camera raw real quick, we can just take a look here. So on filter, go down to camera raw here. And your local masks are here.
Yep.
And you can, let's see what subject does. Yeah, it picks it out pretty good if you wanted to separate it. The other thing I would just do, I'm going to do create a new mask here, and I'm just going to do a brush. Okay, and I'm going to turn on auto mask, and just come around this black area. Let's see if my flow isn't all the way up. There we go. Okay. I don't know if I can see that much.
I can see it. Yeah.
The blue, yeah, it's kind of a dark blue.
Yeah, I'm just surprised it's not really brighter. Okay, so first I'd see what kind of shadow detail we've got. Oh yeah, plenty. So yeah, you can
Wow.
pull that up pretty easily.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Add some more detail. Yes,
and maybe just a little bit of clarity. Let's see if that helps or hurts. Yeah, maybe just a little. Yeah. Then you can do the same thing down in here, but maybe not as much. So you could take the flow down to maybe 40–50%, and then just kind of tickle it into this area.
Yeah.
In here,
Oh, yeah.
like that. And maybe back here.
Yeah, that gives it a lot more clarity.
Definitely. Yeah.
Alan, you're shooting in a raw file, right?
Sorry?
It's a raw.
Oh, this is a raw file. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
It's amazing how much details to be discovered with these brushes and stuff.
Yeah, well,
That's,
I'm using the JPEG he sent me, so the raw he'd have even more. So
I never even thought to do that, to be honest with you. But
yeah.
that's a good idea, guys.
And then the other thing is, if you're if you wanted to deal with this background, after you select the subject, you could take that mask and invert it.
Reverse it, yeah,
Yeah, so now it's all the background.
right.
And then, maybe you could,
pretty.
tone it down a little bit if you wanted to. That might,
Now, for all I know, Sandy, in Lightroom in the presets, you might even be able to put a portrait preset on this bird.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of presets.
But boy, that really brings out the detail in that bird.
Sure it does.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I
You know
never
what?
thought to do that, to be honest. I thought,
Yeah, the only other thing I'd caution you on, Alan, is when you're cloning, just really watch, especially if you're using a big brush, watch where you're picking up from, because you see you're catching the edge of something here, right the edge of his head or something, and then just a little bit on the tips. And was there something dark here you were working on trying to pull through, or?
Can't really remember, to be honest, but it was
Yeah, you could just
I was
take
just
a
trying
teeny
to
little brush and
soften the background up a little bit was
yeah,
trying to do.
There's a little piece of string by his nose that really bothers me.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Also up here now that we've got detail. So, so let's accept that, and then from here, you can go into your other tools. So let's just look here now. When you click on, I don't know why mine doesn't work half the time. Yeah, there we go. I got to right click on it for some reason. There's this new remove tool, which is supposed to be AI. Let's see how that works. And just, no, it takes a while. Yeah,
Get that
works all right.
perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Unbelievable.
Like it never was. Yes.
Yeah, so here we'll use it over here too. Yeah,
Yeah,
Look at that.
pretty good,
amazing.
pretty good. And then
So what do you think about these red marks on the white cheek there? I mean, they're supposed to be
they
there, but
bother me.
no, it's
I
kind of
mean, it's part of the bird.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you certainly good.
See, Alan, I'm being a little facetious here. I just thought maybe he just got done with a Hershey's bar or something and just didn't have any time to clean up.
Could have been.
I might brighten his eye up a little bit too, just
Oh
to see,
yeah.
I'm just curious. I don't know if remove's going to help this or not. I think you just go back to the old-fashioned clone tool, So basically, I just use S, which will get you down to here, shortcut, and just bring it down. Make sure the hardness is all the way down for this particular one. I'd soften it up, and then option key, and then bring it in, and then you may want to just pay attention to your flow rate too. And I've got it at 100%. Maybe you might want to take it down to 30 or 40 and just kind of tickle it in there.
Yeah.
So you could fix those pretty quick. Yeah, maybe I'd get it up to 80 to start, and then come down to 30 to blend back. So you can get rid of those in no time. And
Beautiful picture there, Alan. Beautiful detail in that bird.
yeah. Now, curiosity. Let's see what happens if we select this area here.
Oh, I see some of the stuff there. Yeah.
And we'll just say fill. See if it gets rid of it. Let's try it on its own first. Always forget to hit the button. Try to select the fill. Yeah, that makes a
Oh, that's
heck of a
great.
lot easier.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What was
You
that you
get to-
used there, Sandy? What did you use there?
You have to have a Photoshop beta. So if you go
Right.
with your Creative Cloud and just look
Yeah.
for it, you can download it. But
Yeah.
basically, what you do is you take a selection like a lasso or your
Right.
rectangle, and you
Yeah.
just you just select the area you want to clean up. Okay. And then there's this new window
Right.
that's here, but you can also go up here to the menu and it's up here to generative fill. Okay. And then you can either tell it what you want it to do, or you just hit it and let it go.
Amazing.
You know, and you end up with something like that.
Awesome.
Alrighty.
It takes the drudgery out of a lot of this stuff now.
Sure does. I mean, it used to be like washing windows.
Yeah.
Right. Oh,
Okay.
Look at,
beauty.
So this is what's it called? A lily, I guess, a water lily emerging from a pond.
Yes.
And this is in a conservatory in the zoo as well. So I just loved the lighting and the color, and what I really liked was the kind of what you see in the water around some of the little leaves there, where you can see the water tension basically. So
Yes.
Yeah, surface tension is pretty neat. I also like this glow you've got going here.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice. Did you darken this down, or is that just exposure?
I probably darkened it down a bit, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Very nice. I don't think I'd do anything with this one.
yeah, quite a picture.
Thank you. So this one, I was out photographing some birds with a 600mm lens, and I saw this little guy on this
Yeah.
grass. So
Yeah, nice.
yeah, I kind of like the color and the detail that came
Yes.
out on the wings. And
Mhm. Let's see if you could pull your highlight detail and your whites down a little in here.
okay,
So it's more like this.
right,
Yeah, then you'd zero right in.
okay.
Yeah, that would be good.
I'm wondering, Sandy, if you took that into Camera Raw or into Lightroom and did again the mask on the subject,
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, I don't know if you. Yeah, I'm
and
curious
then
what
inverted
mask-
it
Yeah, I
and
wonder what mask
pulled
on
it
the
down that
subject
way.
would do. Yeah. Well, then you could pull everything down. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know how well it would do the wings, but let's take a look. That's a good test. Okay. So,
Yeah, it might get a little funny with transparency, but
yeah, exactly. But yeah, let's go to this selective masking. Let's see what subject. Not bad. It's kind of filling it. Well, all right, let's invert it and see how much realism's there.
and you can take those areas out if you need
Oh,
to
yeah,
with,
easily.
with a brush.
Yeah, or add them. First,
Yeah.
let's see what happens if we pull the highlights down in those areas. Yeah, no, I think I'd rather do it selectively. Okay, so let's just throw this out. Delete. Okay, let's just grab a brush. And again, just pull this in. Now, get my flow back up. There we go. That's more what it should look like. Now, when you're auto masking, a lot of times you're going to get little areas that you're going to have to go and click on and select those too, because they're just enough different that it's not picking them, but it's really good at picking the edge. You know, so usually what I do is I'll do the edges first. Okay. And then after I get the edges done, And if I spill over, I don't worry about it. Come back and then I turn the auto mask off and just kind of make sure I've got everything I want. All right. We may add this later, but I'd rather do it after we make the. Now, if you hold the Option key or the Alt, depending on whether you're on Mac or PC, it goes to negative, and then you can get rid of this other stuff and make sure auto mask is on at that point, and your flow is all the way up. Get rid of that real easy. Once you have that, then you can take your highlight down, get a lot of detail going, maybe pull your whites down just a little bit. There you go.
Mm.
Now you can kind of tickle that in here with auto mask on and see how it works. Maybe try like, if you hit the 5 key, that'll take it to 50% flow rate or density rather. And you know, that could help too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just now every
Yeah,
time
brought the shadow of that leg out really well.
yeah, I'm tickling it a little bit. Now the other thing I might do is to do a new mask. Okay. And maybe we just take this area here. And this here. Maybe this edge here that's a little soft. Clean it up. And then maybe you might want to come down here to textures and clarity and see if you can sharpen that up a little bit. Let's see what that looks like. So yeah, I think that helps out a lot.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. You can also do sharpness, but sometimes that edge, you know, black or white around the edges. And I don't think it's being that effective. So we'll leave that at all. So basically just texture and clarity might be enough. Sometimes contrast will give you an apparent sharpness too. There you go.
And there's one other aspect about what you could do in Lightroom that, well, at least with raw files, I think with the denoise or the noise reduction that they have built in now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have ran that through this image, I think.
Yeah.
Sandy,
Yeah.
you're very accurate when you're using the brushes and stuff. Are you manipulating your mouse or do you have a stilo there? Electronic stilo, electronic pen.
I use both right now. I'm just using my mouse.
You're just moving the mouse around.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very accurate brushing.
Yeah, I used to have a terrible time brushing with a mouse, but I've been doing it so much over the last few years that I hardly use the tablet anymore and pen. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Yeah.
And with the auto masking, it helps a lot too.
Well, Sandy, with the auto mask, if you turn down feathering, I don't know if that gives you a harder edge.
Yeah, it'll be a harder pick, but basically anything that's in this inner circle,
Yeah,
just after the plus, is where it's sampling. And between the inner circle and the outer circle is where it feathers it out.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
here, if I change the feather, you'll quickly see
Yeah.
how it goes right to hard when you get right about here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can feather it down as much as you want. So yeah, for instance, if we took it all the way out there, then your sampling area is just that area. And let's see how well it does. Let's just do a new mask. Yeah, we'll do a brush. Okay. And we'll just pick this area and see what happens here. Yeah, since it's soft, it's probably not a good example. Let's try here. Yeah, it's going to go out because you don't have a difference between the edge of the brush and your target. Whereas when you've got a feather, you just have to keep that edge in there and it's enough to take care of it. So yeah, in this case, I would, and then down here, just where the plus is pretty much where it's going to start from. Yeah, so depending on how you want to select, you can play with that distance between the inner and outer circle by just dealing with feather.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is called the devil is in the details.
Yeah, exactly. The only other thing that might be worthwhile is maybe taking this highlight down a little bit on his eye. I don't know. I'm getting nitpicky now, but let's just take a look and, you know, really hit too much there. Yeah, I would just pull the highlight down a little bit. And the white, maybe the exposure just a hair. There you go. And here's a little trick. If you want to warm it or cool it down, because it might look muddy, use your temperature in the color section. So if you wanted to cool it off, you could do that. It's pretty subtle here. But yeah, it'd be just enough to take care of it. So yeah, here would be your, I don't know if we can do before. No, I can do it here. Here's your before. And here's where you are.
I've noticed that the erase tool in Lightroom now has the one setting on it that is I can't remember the bloody name of it. It's content aware. That's it.
Content aware, which is the same as the remove tool in Photoshop. Yeah.
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 I'm just wondering if you wanted to get rid of that highlight area
Oh,
altogether.
completely. Yeah, you can easily do that.
Yeah.
And so since we're already here, yeah, we can go to this remove tool and just kind of zero in there. And let's just say we don't want this highlight at all, but I think you probably do. Let's just see what, yeah, that would get rid of it completely.
Yeah. Actually, I prefer that. No, maybe not.
No.
I use that on power lines at one point, Sandy, and compared that with what was going on in Luminar Neo with the remove power lines.
Yeah.
And for that particular picture that I was working on, it was the content aware eraser worked better than the remove power lines in Neo.
Okay. So they got a better algorithm for that. All right. So here's our before with it, and here's our after. Now, if you use the restore tool, if you take this and bring it down to here, it'll restore to this state. And that brush is over here. Okay. So if you wanted to bring some of that back, you could like maybe take it down to 10% and just kind of painting over the area to bring it up to where you want. Something like that. Or maybe even a little more.
Yeah, that's good.
Or you could even give it some dimension by taking part of it, with a smaller brush and doing more. Like maybe even take it like 100% just on the edge there.
Yeah.
But it's a really good picture as it is, Alan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just you want to plus it up to the next level.
That's what I want to do. That's what I'm here for.
All right. Got you covered. Oh, interesting home.
Yes.
It's not mine. It's actually, it's a provincial, well, it's not a provincial park, it's a city park in Calgary. And this is just one of the buildings that's on it. So
yes,
it's a wetlands area. And I was actually there again to take photos of birds and stuff. And I had my wide angle lens with me, and there was nobody around because it's fairly early in the morning. And so I just set it up for this.
Very nice.
Nice colors.
Thank you.
Yes.
I've enriched them a little bit, and I've tried multiple different scenes and backgrounds, and it looks good in moss, but I thought it looked pretty good in this rich color here.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I love the reflection. I thought it was
Yeah, especially here.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really nice. I don't know if maybe desaturating this one a little bit so you stay here.
the one in the left there. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just a little,
Okay.
just to keep your eye over here. And maybe, I don't know if toning this down would help or not, or maybe cropping it out. I don't know. Let's see. We just took it out. If it's going to be enough of a problem or not, or we can go eliminate it with a new tool. Yeah, I think it's less distracting. Although you're not quite centered now.
Yeah.
So you might want to go over further to deliberately take it over more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you could easily get rid of that in
Oh yeah. Yeah.
that tool.
Mhm.
All right.
Wow.
So this is in the same park, actually, same morning, same day. And
Yes. Beautiful.
this is a white-faced ibis, and it was quite a long ways off, so I was kind of lucky to get this shot as it was. But the background was pretty garbagey background, so I've been staying away from this sky replacement for quite a while. But when I put this one in, I thought it added a lot of drama to the image, so
Yeah,
that's what I
you know,
decided.
to marry these better, I would warm up these white areas a bit
Okay.
with some of this orangish.
Now I know the light's not exactly right? Because the light's on the
Yeah, yeah.
on the left. But I just like the drama of the image.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I
Well,
think-
the one thing you can do, I don't know where you were doing your sky replacement. Was that in Photoshop, Alan,
That
or
would
in?
be in Photoshop, yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking you can probably flip that layer if you wanted to put that highlight of the sun over on the left-hand side.
Yeah, no, you probably could, yeah. That's a good idea, Steve.
yeah, you could easily flip it, and then yeah, that would marry it a little bit. And then also there are some blend modes, I believe, in there. Well, let's just
Yes.
I haven't used it in a while, especially the one in Photoshop, but let's take a look.
And if you're down here in Arizona, Alan, most of the time you're going to use sky replacement because
I know about-
otherwise you just have a bland blue sky, right?
It's
Yeah,
bluish. That's right. You know, well, we've had some clouds lately, which has been
Yes, we have.
yeah. There you go. I'm trying to remember. I think it's under filter. Where is it? Sky replacement, or is it edit?
Yeah, under edit.
There it is.
Yeah, sky replacement. Okay. Well, let's see what we've got here. I don't know. They should have something dramatic. Oh, that's about it. Huh? Okay. Well, let's use this one because it's got some direction to it. All right. So after you hit that,
actually, now that I think about it, it wasn't Photoshop I used. I downloaded some sky images and I just dragged them into Photoshop.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you can add to them. I'm just trying to remember how to get rid of this box here. See if I hit OK, it's just going to output it. But what I wanted to get to is the adjustments to create these layers. Oh, interesting that it you get rid of that again. See why that there. All right. I'll just use the current one.
And there they have the flip right down
Yeah,
here, Sandy.
Yeah, it might be a glitch in the,
Yeah,
yeah, here's your flip if you want it.
yeah.
And
Oh.
also you've got temperature.
Yeah.
And brightness. So if you want to get it more into that early morning, and maybe cool it off a little, you can. You can scale it. It's too small. But see, you got this lighting mode and foreground edge lighting. So if you play with the foreground lighting, let's just see. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. See, if you play with this foreground lighting, if you move it all the way up, you see how it's affecting the bird.
Yeah. Well, if
Yeah.
you notice at the top of the bill too, when you did the sky replacement,
Yeah, I see how it's starting to
Yeah,
take the color of the back.
yeah,
Takes out some of the face.
Yeah, that's what you need.
because the tonality is just like the sky, so it's replacing it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what this edge lighting is indicating. Oh yeah, it's around the edge of
there's
the
that.
image. Yeah, so you can see it's lighting it up a bit. And then you've got color adjustment here. Let's see what that does. I'm gonna go. Yeah, it seems to. So you've got the ability to tweak it a bit. I think you have more ability in Neo, but so that's where you would be, and you can see that this has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you can figure out where. Okay, so that's what's affecting the bird. That's what's affecting the color. That's foreground lighting. And I'm not sure what that's tied to. Let's see what this edge lighting bit. Okay. So basically it's kind of like a marbleized texture that's got some lighting things going on here that are piped into just it. And you can see it's taking some hue and saturation. So you can go in here and change that saturation a little bit if you wanted to, and light and dark and see what it does. But there's also this edge lighting. I don't see that it's making much difference. Yeah. I haven't used this one much. I think I prefer Neo. Let's just go there real quick. I'm gonna hide this and we'll just grab this guy and take him down here. And when our Neo do the same thing. Okay. So I'm gonna go and edit. I don't care about that. Go and edit. Go to sky. We'll pick a sky. Maybe this one. Sometimes they take a while to load. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that one so much. That one's maybe a little more dramatic. There you go.
It's on fire now.
Yeah, right. But then you've got all these things you can play with. You can change, where it is, the size, horizontal or vertical. And when you get to the edge, it brings it up or down, so you can kind of play around with that. You can flip it here if you want. And also you've got a mask refinement. So if your edges aren't quite right, you've got things to do there. But you've got the scene relighting, okay? So you got this relight strength, which you can see here. And you also got saturation. So you see how that really warms them up to match compared to no.
Yeah.
And then they have a separate one if there's actually people in there. It has a different algorithm. But you can get there pretty quick. And then if there was water, you could use the reflection, and then also you've got the sky adjustment itself. So if you wanted to add some haze to it, you could do that. If you wanted to make it a little cooler, You want to make it a little darker or lighter. You want to add some grain to it. You could do that. You could change the focus if you really wanted to get some depth of field. So it gives you a lot more options that you can get to pretty quickly, I think,
Yeah.
over Photoshop. Anyway.
Cool.
There we go.
Beautiful capture, Alan.
Yeah, nice shot. All right. Bring these up just a little bit bigger. There we go.
Here's a picture from walking around in Amato territory. This is a flower bouquet shot through a window. Very simple. What I kind of liked about it, I cropped it a little bit on the sides. It's a little too much information, but I like this unidentified isosceles triangle down here.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I'm hoping it may be reminiscent of a Matisse composition. And I like the color. So just a little cropping on this one, and there it is,
Mhm.
the bouquet.
Yeah.
You got your orange and green and blue. Very hot. I know it's hot. The sunlight's shining right through the window, making it very hot, but not very much reflection. So
Yeah. So you're doing everything in camera because you don't have any
I don't.
computer stuff, but later.
You taught me a little bit about cropping, so I'm cropping it to help
Yeah.
it in that aspect. But
Yeah, that's helping out a bit.
yeah,
Later, if and when you decide to get into doing some editing, you probably darken this down so you could manipulate it to your taste. And,
not so white.
yeah, and you shoot raw and you'd be able to bring some more detail back here.
Yeah.
Those would be the advantages of moving up to that if and when you decide to do that.
Hmm.
All right. Anybody else have any comments on this one? Okay.
I call this one the Charmer. It's a garden statue in the glowing sunset. And Sandy, on this one, I was considering cropping, but then I thought if I were to remove this half moon here, it would stop some of the lyrical eye movement going around and around. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And I was thinking, should I crop out some of this dark? And if I took out more of the dark, it wouldn't make her glowing as much. So I left this one shot straight out of the camera. No cropping.
What do you guys?
Afternoon sunlight. Also, the problem is if I cropped it in any closer, you would see more of the spider webs. You see what I mean? Would bring her closer to the picture plane.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I don't think those bother me. They kind of add a little intrigue.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the cropping? Should you crop some more or just leave it be?
Yeah, it looks ideal to me.
Okay. There you go.
Because the eye rotates around and around and around, with her collar, and then her hair brings your eye back down and
Yeah,
around. So
that half moon on the side.
the half moon.
It's almost as if there's a spotlight showing on her right now, and that is just part of that spotlight because of the glow that you're talking about here. So, yeah, I don't think you'd want to crop that out at all.
Yeah, it would change it. Then there would also be no location,
Yes,
That's
Yeah.
a little bit of location.
that provides some added drama, I think. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think it's reiterating this shape here too.
yeah.
right.
Now,
And
just
comes
for-
down her arm and back up and
Yeah.
around and through her hair. So
Yeah, just for grins. Let's see if we just take a little.
Well, yeah, you could do that over there, Sandy, because that drops off into complete darkness. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that help.
that's good. That's a good crop, Sandy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Here is an engine block, and you know, I drive around town and I'm trying to observe everything, and I saw this gleaming in the afternoon sun down here at a repair shop, and I pulled over and snapped a few pictures, and I like it. Did a little cropping, and it has the sepia tones and the sunset colors, the warm sunset gleam or glare. So it's an abstract. Is it an abstract, anybody? Is it abstract? What are we looking at? It's an engine block.
I don't know. I banged my knuckles up so much on those when I was a kid. It doesn't look
Yeah.
abstract to me at all.
Yeah, I
You-
come
you-
from a background in engineering, so it's an engine block to me, so.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
But
you will
I like
notice,
it.
yeah,
yeah, exactly.
you will notice the clue here is the dipstick.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
but I like the textures and the lighting
Yeah.
and then the reflection you've got going here.
Yes.
I just wonder if you grounded it a little better by cropping here and make it maybe sit a little better. Just maybe right there. Let's see. Yeah. So it looks like it's actually sitting on something.
Can you rotate that a little bit, just to straighten it out?
Yeah, I would rotate it
Yeah.
so it's a little more level to it. It's going downhill a hair, but yeah. Don't know if I can rotate with this program. No, it just wants to make another one. Yeah, it's a pretty simple program. It doesn't give you much on tools. Just viewing mostly.
Now, did you do the sepia tone in camera?
Yes. My
Okay.
camera has a feature where it can shoot in 4 tonalities.
Yes,
It has the orange, the sepia, blue, and pink, and then the natural color. So
Yeah.
that first flower picture was the natural color in the camera. Second one, the charmer, was the orange flavor. And this third engine block is the sepia. So yeah,
like
it's
that.
right
Alright.
out of camera, right out of the camera. Yeah.
Nice, I like it.
What do you use in the crop?
Say what?
What do you use to crop these?
A publisher,
Oh, okay.
because I don't have any photo editing program, so I just crop it in Publisher.
This
what
publisher.
camera are you using?
I have a Nikon.
Don't they have, Sandy, don't they have software for this? Nikon, don't they put out?
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sure.
sure. I
Yeah.
bet they do.
Yeah,
How do you do
Yeah.
it?
basic manipulation software. for
Yeah,
it,
well,
yeah.
you could
Oh, yeah.
probably do highlights and shadows. And I wonder with the software, maybe if you could pull raw out of it. I don't know. Yeah, it's a bridge camera and he doesn't have a raw setting on it.
Yeah, it doesn't have raw file.
We looked
Okay,
at it.
all right.
So that was kind of
I'm gonna upgrade my camera pretty soon.
yeah.
This is kind of a strange picture. I
No, not
was
really.
walking around in the garden down at Amato
You don't know
territory.
Steve.
You're not exactly sure what you're looking at in the face, but the face is looking
Yeah.
right at you. So
Yeah.
there's a tap of mystery here. But I
Yeah.
was shooting this frog from the side and there was too much glare. I usually like to downstop 3 points on the light compensator, and I was
Yeah.
forgetting to do that.
Mhm.
So there was too much glare. So I said, okay, I'm not getting this subject. So I just went around for just one quick shot from the front. And it's the kind of picture you can't get if you tried to get it, because a gust of wind came by and moved
Yeah.
the twigs and at you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought it was kind of a strange shot. So
Yeah, I like
I
it.
sent it to Sandy
Mhm.
and a little
if-
cropping, and that's it. The movement is from a little gust of wind there.
Yeah. that's
I was going to mention, if you like shooting the strange and the outre, if you want to call it that, have you been over to the safari park in Swarita?
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
frog
they have a lot
sitting
of great
underneath.
stuff.
Yeah,
what?
with the one frog sitting underneath the magic mushroom reading a book.
Oh, wow. I'll have to go look for it. I know they have a lot of animals down there.
Yes, they do.
Lions, baboons,
Yes.
everything. It's really a neat park.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Frog is reading a book under a magic mushroom.
Yeah, I don't think the people in Swarita understood that frog is sitting under a psilocybin mushroom. mean,
Wow.
reading a book. So yes, it's kind of a metaphor for
Was it-
magic
was it-
frogs.
I'm going to
and
go
magic
look for that.
Was the book Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah.
I didn't go up to read it, but
Sandy, this one is up in the Madeira Canyon.
yes,
It's a memorial bike. And interesting on shooting this one, I visited the subject 2 times because when I look back at my picture, I was shooting broadside and I was questioning the forms. So I went back a second time and shot more angled to the side. And I thought it was a more interesting composition because of now the wheels are not circles, they've become ovals.
yes,
And to the side, and I think I captured a little bit of the sadness here with the sunflowers. And I don't remember exactly the name of the person they're referring to, but the memorial words were "remember to be kind."
yes.
That's what's written on this plaque, the man's name, and then "remember to be kind." And I use my orange tonality, and it's kind of like on fire a little bit. And
Yeah.
the weeds are more interesting than just in color.
Yeah.
Nice image.
And there's a real sense of movement here, though, too, Dave. I mean, from the right to the left,
Yeah.
the bicyclist is still bicycling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's a good thing. I usually always return to a subject and shoot it again
Oh,
if it's within your area of travel. But and you'll notice that you get something different. You have to look at the form that you're seeing, and you don't see it all the time. The first time I was shooting this straight on broadside, and it's much better when I tilted.
Yes, at an angle.
At an angle.
Yeah. And time of day is
And time of day is everything.
yeah.
I love the golden hour. If you can be patient enough to wait till 6 or 7 o'clock, like the Greek pictures, you were waiting till the afternoon, for the windmills and the Parthenon. That afternoon sunshine or sunset light is the golden hour, makes everything sing,
Yeah. Then you got the early morning stuff too, which I don't get to see much because I'm a late sleeper, but
right?
it's always interesting as well. Well, you're coming along, Dave. That's good.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see here. What we got left? Let's go to Paula.
Wow.
Yeah, this is one beach picture I took, and I put it into camera raw and brought out some of the texture in the sand and some stuff in the water.
Yes.
nice.
Very nice.
That's a nice shot.
Love the color.
Is this in the Caribbean or Hawaii?
No, this is probably, I don't know if it's California or Myrtle Beach. It's one or the other.
Okay. I'm just looking at the blue in the water and thinking that's really too pretty for the Atlantic.
Looks,
Yeah.
looks
Well,
like
when you got a sandy bottom like that,
Yeah.
Even in Italy, there were areas where it was like that, which you would expect.
Nice
Okay.
composition, diagonal, Paula. Very nice.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
And then I brought it back, and there's the beach too. and then I put a glass artistic filter type on it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's an abstract.
Yeah.
Interesting.
very good.
Well, I like the triangular composition you have here.
All right. Thank you.
I think I tend to go for the original.
I love the original. It's
Yeah.
really nice.
Makes me want to get to the ocean.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Okay.
This was actually a waterfall in Disneyland. I brought it out, put it in black and white, and then I made
Yes.
it real grainy to sort of get the movement of the water.
Mm-hmm.
I was basically playing with this.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I like the grade.
So you had your shutter speed slowed down?
No, it wasn't slowed down that much.
Yeah, I know you got some nice streaks going and some motion.
Yes.
I like the positive and negative space going on between the darks and lights.
Yes.
I'm wondering if this is helping or distracting. Let's just
Yeah, I have another copy of this. It isn't quite as grainy, and I did put a vignette on the other one
uh-huh.
just to
I'm
take
just
out the
wondering maybe
corners.
just yeah, although I hate to lose this. So yeah, I can see where you're
Yeah, that was my issue.
yeah. So I would just let me get at it. There we go. I would probably clone those out. You know, maybe get rid of this line here. So and you know, so this corner is just dark. Maybe bring some of this across.
Mhm.
You know, and solve it that way because then you got it where you want it. So let's go back to this and get rid of it. Let's see. All right. So yeah, let's just spell. Yeah, so I'm gonna just maybe just kind of take this out. Start maybe 80%. Get my shape where I want it. Yeah, maybe darken it up just a little more. And this guy, probably just get rid of it altogether. Yeah.
There, you see the face down there offending in the
Yeah.
left-hand corner? Yeah.
Rastaman. Yeah. So let's make it a little bigger. There you go. I really don't like this banner they put in. It doesn't
Yes.
have any intelligence about moving where it's not a nuisance and you don't know if you can dock it. Yeah, it won't let you dock it either. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of annoying. Anyway, my 2 cents on that. Fix it, Adobe. Yeah, so basically that, yeah, that would take care of it,
Yes.
you know, pretty quickly. So that's where it was. You know,
I like the effect, Paul.
Thank you.
it's nice.
Yeah.
And I like this hard edge you're getting here too. A lot of times I
Yeah.
don't, but I think it's working okay here. I might consider cloning it out on this top here, but over
Mhm.
here it separates it nicely. Here too. Here, yeah, I maybe selectively soften that where you want. And you can do that easily with a clone brush. Just take a real low opacity.
Okay,
and make it a pretty small one. Here, I'm gonna put it up here so you can see. So maybe something about that big, you know, and just kind of pick up a destination pretty close to each other. So take it down to maybe 30% and just kind of just tickle that out. It won't take you that long to do,
okay.
you know, and you can easily get rid of that wherever you don't want it. You just keep clicking along and building it up. Yeah, you can get rid of it pretty quick.
Yeah.
And that area's like here, you might want to keep it. Over here, maybe just tone it down a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can do that pretty quick.
Sure.
So-
Thank you.
Paula, that's a color photograph that you
Yes,
clicked into black and white.
yeah, I just use the saturation and some other stuff.
Very nice. I like the graphic quality, the rushing water. Beautiful. Almost a Japanese ink drawing,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
on a real toothy paper.
Yeah, right.
Well, this
And
looks,
we have like near Sandy, we've got a pair of nesting Cooper Hawks. And I'm not sure if this is mama or papa, but
yeah.
early morning he was hanging out, so I tried and took a
Mhm.
picture of him.
What I understand, the mother is the bigger of the two.
There's three little ones who aren't
Yeah.
so little anymore. There
No, they're
now,
pretty
but
big now, aren't they?
yeah,
It's amazing how quickly they grow, isn't it? Just,
Yeah. They'll be wreaking havoc in the neighborhood pretty soon. Bunnies beware.
Yeah, and doves beware.
Oh, doves.
Yeah.
Well, they're so stupid they deserve what they get.
Mm,
I swear.
These birds attack doves
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
do.
That's
I love
their
it.
lunch.
for lunch or just territory?
well,
No,
No,
they eat them. They eat
They
them.
You are,
Oh, they
I
eat 'em.
didn't know
Yeah.
that.
You'll go out and you'll see like a spread of feathers in it, and there's a silhouette of where the bird was. You know, they hit it so
Right.
hard into the ground that the feathers spread out, and then
Yeah.
they take the bird away, and the
when you
feathers
see a
just stay
bunch
there,
of
just
doves
like a
flying
silhouette.
around, that's
Wow.
the reason.
Yeah, yeah, they're pretty brutal with them. But yeah, doves, I don't know. I have one that, well, it's not around anymore, but it used to fly into my window, shake its head off, and then do it again. You know,
Yeah.
haven't we learned something here? Anyway. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. I
Yeah.
like the warm and cool. I like the lighting. Yeah, it's working out nicely.
You got the catch light in the eye too, so
Yeah, that's always helpful. Yeah, good call. All right, let's look at, ooh,
Oh, I like that.
Nice.
this one I love. Oh, this is
Yeah.
beautiful.
this is
Thank you.
very nice.
Beautiful.
This was on a man-made pond near a hotel in Universal Studios in Florida. They had a bunch of these boats out there, and I just like the combination of the lighting
Yeah.
on the water and the boat.
Awesome.
Yes.
Like a painting.
Hmm.
Yes, exactly.
And it's interesting. It's a single oar in the back,
Yes.
so you use it like a oar and a rudder at the same time. Interesting.
Like a gondola, I guess. That one
Yeah,
might say,
yeah.
Yes.
Except not on the side.
Yeah.
Are these real scale or are they models
No, they're real
at
scale.
Universal?
They're real scale.
They are.
Yeah. I really love the reflections in
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Cool.
yeah. I guess what would they consider that, Steve? Caustics? From the lighting? You know.
I think they just put them out there. I don't know that they've done anything to them since they.
No, I'm talking about the way the light's coming off the water.
Yeah.
Making
Yeah.
these hard highlights from the, I believe it's a caustic effect. That's what they call it. You know, where you get that refraction.
That's a really nice image. Very nice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a
Yeah.
keeper. That's a keeper. Nice, Paula. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, Steve, we haven't seen your stuff in a long
Oh,
time.
light them up.
Yeah, there
Wow.
Now, don't go too well because this is a composite. 3 pictures, 3 separate photographs blended together here. One's of a building in silhouette, so that's the pyramidal shape that you're seeing there, along with the arch at the bottom. The gentleman that's standing there, I took that picture up in the Catalinas up at Windy Vista Point. Late afternoon, he was standing against the sky there. And then the sun is my picture taken with a sun filter and then placed behind the building. So
Yeah, nice.
Very dramatic composite here.
Love
I
it.
thought those were the pyramids right there at first.
yes,
Good one, Steve.
Real nice.
Yeah.
and this is stream bed in Madeira Canyon,
Really?
taken someplace. You know where the Proctor Loop Trail is.
Yeah.
If you walk up a little bit farther up Proctor Loop, like you're going up to the parking lot picnic area, there's a bridge,
Yeah.
and this was during the rainy season. This is taken straight down into the water about 2, maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Looks like the ocean. Seaweed and stuff.
Yeah,
Steve, you've seen the waterfall farther down that trail.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They have a nice waterfall. It's about 12 feet,
Yeah.
15 feet.
So this was, yeah, like I said, this is just stream bottom, and it's the ripple effect of the light on the rocks
Mhm.
Gorgeous.
changes the entire thing.
Yeah.
Really fun to look at. It's gorgeous.
I thought about maybe a jigsaw puzzle made out of this.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be tough.
Be very hard.
1,000 pieces.
Yeah.
Really make them go nuts.
So with
That's
that
right.
jiggling water, you very fast shutter speed, huh?
Yes, it was moving quite rapidly too.
Yeah.
So this was, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look at the exact, all the info on it, but yes, it was a fast shutter speed on this one.
Yeah.
Looks like you got a little newt or something down here.
Well, it kind of
Yeah,
pulls you in
faces
and makes you want to
everywhere.
look at what is this and what are all these shapes? And
Yeah. I thought it was the ocean, like
Yeah.
a tide pool.
Yeah. Nice.
Beautiful. Hmm.
and this is just really late afternoon. I think I had a couple ND filters on my camera with this one. And it's just taken right outside underneath my patio. So the building that you see coming up here is just the gutter and the underside of the porch that sticks out. And I don't know, I might have used the end of days filter on this too to give it that orangish glow.
Mhm.
The end of day preset, excuse me, in Lightroom.
Okay.
Wait, in Lightroom, not screwed onto your lens of your
No,
camera.
this would have been a preset in Lightroom.
Okay.
Dave says, I want one of those, right?
Yes. Yeah. So again, I just like the form here and the deep shadows with this orangish sun.
And there's enough bleed in here to tie the color together. You've got that
Yeah,
warm
pick up a little bit in there. Yes.
in there.
Very intriguing. Nice.
Nice. Good one.
Ah.
and that is just a rusty post.
Yeah.
Little
Macro.
paint. No, this was, I want to say that, not macro, this was probably, I have to go back and put the, what millimeter, I had my lens set on at this point, but this was a vertical post turned sideways and then, put through a couple manipulations in Lightroom, but more or less just I want to say the vibrance and saturation and the blacks were pulled down.
Mhm. And
So
it looks, you thought it was more interesting horizontally than vertically.
yes, gave me more of a spacey kind of look here.
Landscape.
Yeah, looking out
Yeah.
across the galactic plane.
Oh, yeah. You got that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the other way makes more sense.
Yeah, it's a landscape.
Yeah. So just playing around again, which I do a lot of.
Yeah.
Nice.
It says a nice amount of grit to it as well.
Yes. And the last one is just Madeira Canyon.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've hiked. That's that big quartz.
Yes.
I hiked up there. It's pretty steep hike.
Yeah, I think that's the same day that my wife fractured the one of the tarsal bones in her foot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Steve, this hole here, do you think somebody thought there was gold inside that huge hunk
And
of
there,
quartz? Yeah,
that's
you saw
quite
the hole
possible.
that somebody dug
Yes.
in that. What do you
Yes.
think? Gold? Were they digging for gold?
I
you think?
wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. 'Cause somebody dug a big hole in that rock.
Yes.
It's a huge rock.
And so this was right after one of the snows up there. I think there was still snow on the peaks.
Yeah.
Really?
And we took
Nice.
a hike in the snow too. I have to keep reminding myself that I'm not 35 anymore. I need to be a bit more careful. You know?
Yep.
Steve, me and my wife took this same hike and we were like, the sign says 1 mile.
Yes.
It's like 3 miles. We were like, oh my God, I can't wait for this to end. We're not 30 years old anymore either. And it kept going. It's gorgeous, but the hike
Yes.
goes on and on.
On and on. Yes.
Yeah. It's a beautiful hike, but we're not 30, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Very cool. I don't know if darkening this down a little bit to pull your eye over here would help or not.
Yeah, I could pull a vignette down and,
Yeah.
probably, or pull it down with a brush. Yeah.
Yeah, or just gradient in there. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We're playing around. Let's see.
Well, guys, I've got to go.
All right. We'll see you next time.
All right, you too.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Thanks
good
for
to see
the
you all.
great pictures.
Yeah, well, there'll be no more, in 2 weeks. So,
Yep.
Did you have any ouzo?
yeah, had some ouzo for sure.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Well, nice seeing all you people, and we'll see you next
You-
time.
You
Okay,
too,
have a
Jim.
good one.
Bye.
Yeah, let's have a look here. Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
See if we're supposed to play with highlights a little bit, maybe white. Yeah, that might be all it needs.
Pull
Yeah.
it down a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about?
Just gotta figure out where you want it. The other nice thing is now you can combine. So if you subtract the brush, you can get your weeds back.
Yeah.
Where,
Yeah. They've made life so much simpler.
and what's even cooler is when you go back to the gradient, the brush pretty much stays where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. Okay, that'll work. Anyway, yeah, let's just do it, except it's easier to see without the grid on it. So, yeah, so there's the before. Yeah. Maybe a little more contrast.
Mhm.
It's getting a little flat. All right, let's see. We got anybody else? Thanks, Steve. Good to see your
Sure.
stuff again.
Very nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Nope. Well, I got some more stuff from Italy I could show you guys.
Oh, wow.
Still doing the doors and windows.
That's
Didn't do
great.
too many knockers this time because most of them are redundant from what I shot some years back. But this door was amazing. A 6-foot person would probably come up to just about here.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big door. That was kind of neat.
So what building is that? Do you know what that is?
No idea. No, they're just. I'm trying to remember what city it was in. I think it was in Sicily. It was in Syracuse, as they call it.
Beautiful light.
Yeah, that's what.
Sandy, do you go back and manipulate your travel photos, or is
Oh,
this
sure.
it? You do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got darks and lights and stuff, but yeah, the dapples of the light was natural.
Yeah. The light dapple's beautiful with the orange and wow, very
Yeah.
nice.
That's what caught my eye beside the shape and everything else. And I just like the simplicity of this and the asymmetry.
Something about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, kind of remind me of the old hippie days with the beaded curtains. We used to
Yeah, the macrame and all that.
Yeah. And I was intrigued by old and new and the way they put things and just kind of added them as they want. So a lot of times I just left that stuff in there.
Yeah.
There's one coming up that'll give you a better example of it.
Really nice. Wow.
Oops, let me go back. There's a bike for you, Dave.
Yeah. A nice
Been
picture.
sitting for a while too. I really,
Sandy, the shadow of the real trees
yeah,
echo the carved
yeah,
foliage there.
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
really
That's what caught my
awesome.
eye even before the bikes.
Yeah.
Good catch. But I also like the shadow coming off of this wheel.
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah.
shadow's a flat tire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
so,
super cool.
kind of distorted. So that was kind of fun. I did take this side down a bit. I'm thinking maybe of taking this light edge down a bit too. A little bit more. And then here's just another
Wow.
example of a hodgepodge of how they do their wiring. And just
Yeah. Wow.
kind of add to it.
Yeah, whatever worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw even more of that in Cuba where they'd run them up the inside of the staircases,
Yeah.
the electrical and plumbing and whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. The buildings were like, before they had indoor plumbing and so on.
Not the
So
same
interesting.
rigid building of it that we have here, right?
No, there's no. Yeah, the code's way different, and even the zoning, because you could have a manufacturing, a villa, and a farm, and a restaurant, all right next to each other. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And good and bad. Depends.
So interesting, Sandy. So much to look at in your pictures.
Oh,
Yes.
thanks. This next one's a Vespa.
Nice.
Ciao.
Wow.
Exactly. That
Nice.
seems to be the color of the vintage ones. I
Yes,
a lot.
beautiful.
It's kind of hard to see, but it was raining, so you got a bunch of little
Yeah.
raindrops on here too, which is kind of nice. But yeah,
Now, some
Now-
of these are your cell phone or they're all your camera?
both.
Both, yeah. I thought that's
I'm
what you
not
were
sure
saying.
which this is. I can find out. I'm going to do an extension because I kind of clipped the bottom of the tire on this one. It's kind of curious.
Where was this, Sandy? I mean, that's
This was in southern Italy, and I don't remember the name of the town. It starts with an M, but basically it's been inhabited for over 7,000 years. They have
Okay.
caves there, and people have lived in caves all the way until the 60s, actually.
The ambiance of this place is just unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Say that again. There's cavemen. There were cavemen there.
Oh, yeah. Well, but no, there were people actually living in caves, people that were,
Yes.
poverty level or lower income until the 60s.
Oh,
And
Lord.
then the government decided to
geez.
help them out and give them other places. But yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think
okay.
it's called Matera. I'll have to look it up, but I don't remember the right name.
And this is probably a place where driving a Vespa would be a hell of a lot of fun. I mean,
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not only fun, but mandatory because there's a lot of places where you can't get a car in.
that's good too. I'm
Yeah.
just,
You never get them in, but you can't get out.
Yeah. The other thing I really like is the reflections here in this mirror.
yes,
You know,
yes, in the mirror, yes.
Yeah.
it's a lot of-
Everything else is so rustic. It's just, yeah, wonderful.
Well, I edged
Yeah.
it up a bit. I brought out a lot of detail in the rocks and so forth.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's neat.
This is a little port town north of Barrie on the East Coast called Tranny, Tranni. And yeah, we got there just about sunset. We were parked just behind the building on the right, and there was a harbor over there. So it was really a nice place to stay for the night.
Amazing shot.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And Sandy, that's the real background, or did you do
Oh, no, that's it.
one of those
Yeah.
replacement?
No, this is all in camera. So
Wow.
manipulated later, but
And I can imagine the church itself is ages old.
yeah, the whole back side of it's all scaffolded. I've got a sunset shot somewhere that I did. I think I showed it last time where just it's all. And then I just love the
I like
look at this one.
Very cool. Yeah.
Now there was a building over here that just had an edge in it, and there are a couple here that weren't that good looking. The way, not the fact they were pretty or not, they're just the way they were covering each other up and stuff like that. And
okay.
it was part of somebody's head and in the back of somebody's hair. So I just cloned them out.
Perfect.
Did the old fashioned way. I probably could have
Yeah.
tried the new one, but I didn't. And here's another scene.
Oh, I see.
Very nice.
Yeah, this is on the west coast,
Wow.
south on the way to Sicily.
Fabulous.
Very nice.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, I love the way that you have the top of the wall even with
Yep.
the horizon line here.
Yeah, I usually try and break it, but it just screamed of trying to line it up in this particular.
It's perfect.
Yes, and plus the benches here and the curve and everything else.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
this is an iPhone shot for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Really nice.
And these guys were doing some kind of thing with a soccer ball. The guy on the right was the player, and I guess they were reviewing it. And I just got real tight and shot them. They didn't even know I was there. They were so
Excellent.
replay. But I really liked the way just one side of her hair was colored and the rest was not so much.
Yeah.
Excellent street shot, Sandy. Really good.
And the eye makeup's a trip.
Yeah.
I think those might be tattoos.
I think you're right.
You're kidding.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Tattoos, really?
That would be pretty painful. Oh, that thing through her bridge of her nose must be
Holy
painful
moly.
too. Yeah. Yeah.
I might be mistaken. but,
Wow.
people are going in for that nowadays. Yes.
Look
this.
at that.
And the graffiti was amazing. This was in Naples.
Yeah.
That's great.
Kind of reminds me of what I've seen in like Savannah, but on steroids.
Yeah, exactly. And then these
Fantastic.
streamers were for the football team. They were in the playoffs, and everywhere in town they had their blue and white
Yeah.
on.
And Sandy, somebody smashed the traffic mirror and
Yeah.
just filled it full of stickers.
Graffiti
Yeah.
or stickers, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, look at what they did to this do not enter one. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was at their art school.
Wow.
It's just like a little alcove.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they're
Awesome pictures.
sorry, geez, I'm
Ooh.
hitting the wrong button there. Hang on, let me get back there. I was trying to zoom in and it wasn't behaving. There we go. Now I can do
Yeah.
that. But yeah, you can see they're just kind of enjoying the day.
Academy of Beautiful Art
Yeah.
in Napoli.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I can hear you coming sort of with your
There we go.
flip-flops squeak, but.
And this one was great. I tried to be as inconspicuous as I could to catch these guys all having lunch, but as you can see, they all caught me.
Yes, they did.
What are you
Yeah.
shooting? Except this guy up here on the phone.
Yeah.
We are kind of launched
Yeah.
into the 25th family.
So that was
And
kind of,
these guys, these other four guys are really wondering what they should do with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
This one in the lower right. It's like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sandy, you got the butcher on the phone too, that shot from
Oh,
last
yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very interesting picture.
Everybody's on the phone there. And
Everybody's on the phone.
they all talk holding it in their hand with the speaker on so they can move their hands around. Because they can't talk without moving their hands. It's amazing, even when they're driving.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And I
That's
have no
great.
idea what this store sells or what, because I didn't see
Bikini
any
lovers.
bikinis. Didn't see any bikinis. But I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. And I've noticed that you
Yeah,
have this
And
towel.
the other thing I caught, I really liked was a dab of yellow here that matched the interior.
Uh-huh.
That was kind of neat. Just serendipitous.
These are really great pictures.
Yeah, of course, these ladies were like, what are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't too happy. I think about me shooting them.
Well, at least you could run away from them.
I don't know. That one with the K looked pretty mean. Yeah. And these were all over Sicily. They were really interesting. I can't remember the fable about it. Some guy getting his head cut off or what have you. But
Oh,
yeah. But I like the way they cracked with age.
mhm.
Yeah, let's see. This was in a hermetically sealed room that they let about 6 of us in at a time. It was some Bronze Age statues they found there from Greece origin.
Excellent.
This is a real McCoy, this one.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's excellent picture.
Thanks.
All right. Now, is this on a tripod, Sandy? It's so
No, everything's handheld. I didn't even take one.
golly, you're
Yeah.
steady.
Yeah, it comes from years, I guess.
I mean, that's a photograph you'd see in the Louvre program, it's perfect.
Thanks. Yeah, I had to kick my ISO up pretty hard too. I think I was about 1600, so I had to use grain reduction. I don't remember if I did Lightroom or something else on this one. Yeah, it's the last one. Okay.
Very cool.
Really great.
Lovely.
All right, let me stop sharing here. All right. Well, thanks, guys. It was good
Thank
to see
you.
everybody again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good to meet everybody new and
Yeah, we'll see you again 2 weeks.
Sandy,
Yeah.
you called the studio, you moved it back a week to
No,
this
well,
Wednesday.
This Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a conflict Joy couldn't do Mondays and she wants to kind of help and co-teach.
Yeah.
And so I took Al's old spot on Wednesday mornings.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I responded to your email that I could be there the next Wednesday, but not this Wednesday. So excuse
Okay,
me
so
from
it's every
attending.
2 weeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can't come this Wednesday, but
Okay, no
then
problem.
every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Do any of you guys shoot Canon R?
No,
No, okay. Yeah, I know most of your Nikon. All right, yeah, because Al was trying to put together our group.
well, I shoot Canon, but not mirrorless, so.
Okay, all right. Good enough. Well, enjoy your week and
Thank you, Sandy.
Thanks.
thanks for
Thanks
coming.
for your help.
See
Goodbye,
you
everybody.
Wednesday. See you
Okay,
Wednesday, Sandy.
okay, thanks, Steve. Take care.
Bye.